You're on the phone talking to somebody about Marc Guehi. There have been developments. What can you tell us?
I'm talking to lots of people, not necessarily all about Marc Guehi. Look, the race to sign Marc Guehi is wide open at the moment. There isn't a front runner. There is no favourite. But I think we can narrow it down to 4 clubs. And the most interesting one at the moment is Manchester City, because we believe that City are the one club who are interested in signing him this month as well as next summer. Now, to get him this month, obviously they would have to put a pretty big transfer fee offer to Crystal Palace.
What's the big transfer fee? Given that he nearly went for 35 million on deadline day, so what's the big transfer fee in January?
So last summer he had a year left on his contract. Now he's got less than 6 months. Last summer, £35 million was almost enough to get him. I'm thinking still somewhere between 20 and 30 million pounds would be the kind of figure that
well, he's worth that, surely.
Well, he's an England international, but the only problem is that you could potentially get him as a free agent in the summer, and Manchester City are looking at that option as well. What we know is that City are likely to sign a centre-back this year because there are question marks over the future of John Stones, Nathan Ake as well. And obviously it makes sense to look at Marc Guehi because he's available for nothing in the summer. But the big question is, will they offer enough to tempt Palace to sell him now? And our information is that they've not made an offer for the player, but potentially watch this space over the next few days, because there are also 3 other clubs who want to sign him.
Spill the beans.
But they want to sign him in the summer. The 3 clubs are, the first one is Liverpool. He almost joined Liverpool on deadline day. It collapsed at the last minute, £35 million deal. Liverpool are pushing to sign him as a free agent in the summer. Arsenal are ready to join the race to sign him in the summer as well. I think Arsenal have a lot of strength in depth at the back. Also, Gabriel, William Saliba have signed new contracts. So I would say Arsenal's need is not as pressing as some of the other clubs. But having said that, he's an England international, available on a free. Of course, a club as big and successful as Arsenal are going to look at the situation. The final one is Bayern Munich. Now, they're interesting because they're a foreign club. They're the one interested club who can speak to him now. And
their manager was a great centre-back, which I'm sure Marc Guehi would love.
Of course, I think he would be excited about the prospect of playing for the champions of Germany and also working with Vincent Kompany and playing alongside Harry Kane as well. And they can speak to him now. They can agree a pre-contract deal with him now. And our colleagues at Sky Germany are saying just in the past few days, they have really stepped up their efforts to try and convince Marc Guehi to move to Germany in the summer.
My producer's telling me, Mark, you've got a sentence to tell me. One sentence. Where will he be playing his football come beginning of February?
In the Premier League. That's a sentence. Can I just say one quick thing on the Marc Guehi situation?
Go on, real quick.
For the clubs that want to sign him, whether they sign him in January or in the summer, it's essentially going to cost them the same thing. Because if they give 25 million to Crystal Palace now to get him, or they give Marc Guehi 25 million as a signing on fee in the summer, it's going to cost them the same amount of money. The only difference is that Marc Guehi will get that money instead of Crystal Palace.
Exactly. So
I don't think he cares about the money, by the way.
No, of course.
I think he'll go for the club that's best for his career.
Indeed. So, City interested, of course. And remember, Ruben Diaz, Josko Gvardiol are both out. Ryan Aït-Nouri, he's coming back from the Africa Cup of Nations. That's been delayed. Here's why.
We'll see how does he feel tomorrow. This afternoon. Ryan Aït-Nouri's come back from the AFCON, but unfortunately lost the connection. They're a little bit late. But we'll see in the training session how does he feel, and we're going to take a decision that no risk for the players, that get injured again.
So he's missed his connections, but he is on his way back. Aït-Nouri. That doesn't solve City's centre-back problems, though, Mark. So if it's not Guehi, who's it going to be?
Well, we know that they're in the market to try and sign centre-backs over the course of this window. However, Pep Guardiola has also said they won't be making the same number of signings that they did, or not.